Tonight on News 3, the Packers fire head coach Mike McCarthy following today's loss to Arizona. And a local brewery is helping out the Rape Crisis Center in a unique way. News 3 starts right now.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Quintana. We start tonight with some big sports news. The Packers have fired head coach Mike McCarthy after 13 seasons in Green Bay. Melissa Kim joins us now with more on what happened.
Yeah, Amanda, especially in a place like Green Bay and with the quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy says the 2018 season was not meeting the standards and expectations of football in Green Bay. So after today's loss to the Cardinals, which, by the way, Arizona had only won 2 games before today all season, and the Cardinals had never won a game at Lambeau in franchise history, the ownership has had enough. McCarthy was fired shortly after the post-game press conference tonight, and he did lead the team to a Super Bowl title in 2010 and had winning records after that until last year. The Packers struggling against teams they were favored against, and right now they're 4-7-1. We caught up with Wisconsin State Journal and ESPN Wisconsin Packers beat reporter Jason Wilde, who says today was the final straw.
I think the surprise is not that Mike McCarthy was fired. I think it's that Mike McCarthy was fired today. Now, that said, this is the kind of game that gets coaches fired. The Packers were 14-point favorites. They're playing at home. It's snowy. It's windy. And the Cardinals are terrible. They're 2-9 coming in today. They had the worst offense in the league. They had a rookie quarterback starting, and yet they made more plays than the Packers. Especially in the second half. Another bad second half for the Packers. They end up losing.
Now, offensive coordinator Joe Philbin will serve as interim head coach for the time being. We'll have much more on where this team is headed and about the coaching search coming up a little bit later in sports.
All right. Thank you so much, Melissa. This is a big move for the future of the Packers organization. We've got team coverage tonight with Amy Reed outside of an area bar where plenty of fans are giving their perspective. Amy?
Amanda, this certainly isn't unexpected by Packers fans, and something a few of them say should have come a lot sooner. We spoke to a few fans at some bars tonight who say this could be a step in the right direction.
I feel it was appropriate. I don't know if it was a good move at this point in the season, but I think it had to happen eventually.
I really felt bad for McCarthy. Everyone was staying away from him for some reason, so you almost had an idea that something was going on. He was a man on an island today. No conversations, no friends.
Packers leadership will talk to the media tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. UW Health also plans to release a statement sometime tomorrow regarding McCarthy's involvement with the American Family Children's Hospital.
All right. Thank you so much, Amy. It has been a wet and messy weekend for weather. Let's turn it over to Dana Fulton with your First Alert forecast.
Messy is certainly an accurate word, especially for anyone who was trying to travel around over the last few hours. We had some rainfall earlier this afternoon, but of course that rain transitioning over to snow, and we've been watching the snow come through over the last few hours. Looking at our Doppler track, this is back over the last 3 hours. We've had quite a bit slide through southern Wisconsin. Most of our accumulation totals, though, for everywhere south of Dane County, right around 1/2 inch. You go further north, though, some parts of central Wisconsin picking up close to 5 inches. We've had a few reports come in that high. So we do still have a few little patches for us right now if you're stepping outside or need to make one quick run out to the grocery store finally for the end of your Sunday. Not that I'm that person, but sometimes. Did you know that the roads, of course, are just a little slick as we do have a lot of moisture on the roads and temperatures are hovering right close to freezing. Please keep that in mind for tomorrow morning as well. If you're hitting the roads on your Monday, you'll want to give yourself a little extra time because our temps are going to drop below freezing for us overnight. So it'll be a little slick outside. We'll take a close look at the week ahead in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. State Democrats are speaking out against a lame duck session that would pass a series of proposals to weaken the power of Governor-elect Tony Evers and Attorney General-elect Josh Kaul. Evers says he plans to fight Republican lawmakers and is currently looking at ways to see that this bill is not passed, saying it's an embarrassment, the wrong message, and not what democracy is about. Evers today says he feels strongly that he'll be able to convince Republicans that this is a bad idea.
We're not going backwards in time to revote this election. I won, and I'm more than willing to work with the legislature going forward.
A Respect My Vote rally is planned for tomorrow night outside of the Capitol, where a public hearing is scheduled tomorrow ahead of a vote on Tuesday. Republican leaders say the proposals will balance state government. Owners of a new small brewery in Madison are trying to do big things, whether you drink their beer or not. They're already making a sizable difference for those in need of help during a unique partnership. Our Madeline O'Neill has that story.
It's a little beer doing big things.
At Giant Jones Brewing Company,
My title is Doer of Everything.
owner Jessica Jones believes in the power of beer.
What I really love is the way it creates quick community.
She believes in something else, too,
I have a very unbalanced fascination with beer. I love brewing it.
pouring herself into her passion to tip the scales in favor of social justice.
To me, everything's integrated. Our lives flow together in some sort of way.
Jones and her partner crafted this beer in particular
It's grainy, toasty.
to balance something heavy with something light.
One of the reasons I love beer is that it brings people together quickly. And we should be able to come together when things aren't as easy as beer, when they're tough, like abuse and assault.
Jones has another strong belief, believing victims when they say they've been abused. So she created Credible Pale Ale, and this little bottle is doing big things outside the brewery.
This work can be very heavy.
At the Rape Crisis Center in Madison, director Erin Thornley-Parisi knows statistics that will make your heart stop.
Every 98 seconds, somebody is raped in this country.
With numbers like that,
Somebody needs us all the time.
having an extra $3,000 donated from Credible Pale Ale sales means the world.
Alcohol does not cause rape. Rapists cause rape. And
That's a
so,
message Thornley-Parisi wants to be clear about. And she says there's no reason a beer can't elevate a cause.
Cheers to that, and it's just really nice to have a very positive vibe around the issue.
Rape is bad for everybody, and there's no partial statement we could make on this.
Jones is donating every drop of the Credible Pale Ale sales to the center.
People are giving money to the Rape Crisis Center, and we get to thank them with a beer.
She knows the power to change comes from believing.
We have to trust each other.
In Madison, Madeline O'Neill, WISC News 3.
Jones brewed 8 barrels of the beer, and there are about 5 left, so she's hoping to raise at least $10,000 for the Rape Crisis Center. You can find Credible Pale Ale at the Giant Jones Brewery Tasting Room downtown or at local bars and stores. Not many people can claim they're healthier now than they were 20 years ago, especially if in that time you were diagnosed with a chronic illness. Amy Reed shows us a woman who is overcoming that expectation and the program that's helping her do it.
Through life, we move the same way we do up a wall.
Okay, right.
One step at a time.
A little tighter.
Those look different for each person.
Okay, the right.
For Jane Schmeeding, the steps look like this.
When I'm doing things, I know I need help with it, but I'm not thinking about the disability as much as like I'm able to do this and this is fun. And some of the things I'm actually good at, some more than others.
Her disability came 20 years ago, a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. She planned a trip with her husband and kids for one last hurrah.
Okay, got it.
Not knowing she'd be scaling heights she'd never dreamed of just a few decades later.
I've just gained a lot of stamina. I can go on if conditions are right and do things for hours.
Climbing wasn't her first love, but it's come from trying a lot of things. Kayaking, skiing, biking, why not? It's become kind of a personal motto.
If somebody offers you the chance to do something and wants to make the accommodations, why not try it and see if you like it? And it might be like me that, yeah, it's a life changer.
And that motto has a way of being infectious.
Probably everyone embodies that.
Including for the woman in charge of this adaptive climbing program.
Like, why not? Climbing's fun, like, why not do it?
Who takes the motto a little personally.
I've seen people without legs climbing, so, why wouldn't I be able to climb with a boot on? Or I can climb, I've seen other people climb one-legged, why can't I climb one-legged?
Not letting ankle surgery keep her grounded, the same way Jane and Kramer won't let their chairs keep them down.
Nice, Kramer.
To the point, they see climbing just the same way anyone else would.
It looks like some of these, this will be a really good one, I'm gonna hang on to it. It's nothing. but it's always fun.
Because why let it hold you back?
You see people out here who, you know, spend most of their time in a chair and they're climbing up a wall. Like, anybody can do anything if